Okay, here we go. Okay, so if you still remember, okay, when I explained about your, I made a briefing, I give a briefing about your individual project questions. So I did mention about that week 8 or week 9, I will discuss about the documentation, okay. So I will also upload the template. So today, I will discuss with you, okay, explain furthermore about your documentation, since a few of you, okay, already started to do the documentation because you already like 90% done with your project. So why I didn't say 100% done, because there's still some, okay, some features, some requirement that you need to add, which is you will learn in these 2 weeks, okay, week 9 and week 10. So you just can modify a little bit your program, your applications, and then you can continue with the documentations. So already week 9, you have 3 more weeks left, okay, before, okay, you need to submit your project. Okay, so before I discuss further about the documentation, I want you to open the question. Open the question. Everyone open the questions. Okay, you may take a note, okay, on that questions. Okay, open the questions. If you didn't download, go and download first from your Moodles, but you need to open the questions. Okay, if you are ready, I will start explaining. Done?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, ready. Okay, so please make sure, okay, for the application, you follow the technical requirements, okay, all the requirements needed, additional technical requirements, input data, all list data means either ones, okay, and make sure it's a bug free, and make sure you go and check the marking criteria below here, okay. Guys, right now I'm finalizing, okay, the marks from the previous intake. So there is, even though you say that this is 20 marks over, okay, for the document, for the application is 60%, 60%, it's 20 over 60% only. But guys, even though this is 20 over 60, each of these criteria will be marked over 100 first. So if, let's say, you didn't have this custom block, you didn't have this broadcast and message, which is the receiving, okay, you didn't have these loops, do you think you will get this 20? No. So please, guys, please, do not repeat whatever your senior make a mistake. And please do not just take work or source code, okay, outside there, from the internet, from the web browser. You think I will never check? I will check it one by one, guys. Please, please avoid it. Okay? So then we continue to the documentation. Okay, so this is your documentation. Assignment cover page, you can create one. Okay, just a simple APU logo with your name, with your TP numbers, with your module code, okay, module name, and then your lecturer name, that's all. No need to be, okay, like having the, okay, colorful, no need, just a simple one. But if you want me to create for you, let me know. Okay, let me know. Okay, then table of contents. Make sure you have learned in your EWA on how to create a table of content. So create the table of contents, guys. Create the table of contents. And then the main, okay, the main part is what is needed in your documentation. So as you can see, the bold one, that is the topic that you need to discuss. Okay, the headline, the titles. Okay, so we go to the description of the program first. Okay, so clear objective. What is your application objective? What is your goal? What is you want to achieve? Why you create the application? So if you create a quiz game, a game combined with a quiz, why? Why need to create that game and a quiz? Not based on your opinion. It must based on the user. Maybe you can say that previously, okay, answering a quiz is just in a traditional way. It's either hard copy, answering the quiz in hard copy manually, or just simply using the forms. Okay, Microsoft form or Google form to answer the quiz. So your objective is to make the quiz to make interactive quiz where you combine a game with a quiz. That is one objective. It's not that I want to learn BYOB, I want to learn Snap, I want to learn Scratch. That is not objective of the program or the application. That is your objective, your achievement. So no, it's not that. Objective mean your application objective. Why you create that objective? So you want to achieve that objective. So when you say you want to create an interactive quiz, with a combination of games and a quiz. So when I open your application, I will check whether is it achieve or not the objective. 2 objective is enough. Okay? No need to have 5 or 6, no need. 2 or 3 is enough. 1 is too short. Okay? 2 or 3 is enough. So what is the work to be done? Okay, what you need to what work you need to be done, and what resources that you will be used. So the resources is you need to use an image, okay, to get an image. Okay, you need to use a software to create, okay, to write the program, which is the Snap program. If you use Snap, If you use Scratch, mention Scratch. Okay. So you need to use a computer. So explain them in the description of the program. Clear?
Clear, miss.
Clear, everyone? Any question for the first one?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you hear me? Ma'am, can you describe about the table of contents?
It's a table of content.
So the cover page given by you, ma'am, and the table of content. Can you explain further?
Table of content is creating by you, and assignment cover page, I already asking you guys just now. Okay, whether you want to create one or you want me to create for you. Where have you been?
Okay, miss.
Okay, so any question for the description of program? Any questions?
Excuse me, ma'am, can you show us the sample? How we can have the table of contents? We have the sample documents.
Did you submit your table of content previously during your EWA, Saad?
Yes, ma'am, I have submitted.
That is the table of content. That is how you create the table of content.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, table of content must be based on the topic or title given, guys. So, I don't know why you need a sample. The table of content will be based on your documentation. Okay, the table of content will be based on your documentation. How the table will be look alike? It depends on your documentation. How you want to create the table of content? It has been taught, guys, on how you want to create the table of content. I'm asking, is there any question about description of the program?
No, I don't have any questions. I understood it.
No question, miss.
Okay, no question. We proceed to the second part. Strategy planning. Strategy planning means your planning. Your planning when you want to create the application. What you start first. Okay. In chapter 2, remember, we have the programming life cycles. The one with the problem analysis, program design, programming, programming, so program design, programming code, okay? And then we have the testing and debugging, and then we have the maintenance and documentation. That is the basic planning. So inside each of that cycle, especially for the problem analysis, you stated what you have done. For example, in your problem analysis, you state that you shortlist the idea, you finalize the idea. So you come with the the idea that you want to create an interactive quiz plus game. So to overcome the traditional quiz, which is boring, boring technique. You say the traditional quiz is a boring technique, so you come with the interactive. So you need to explain. It can be shown in the diagram and explain each of the planning stage. This is example given. So schedule tasks to meet deadlines, sketch the design. Sketching the design, it can be under the program design, where you have the pseudocodes, you have the flow charts, then you say that you have the right algorithm, and you start the coding, then it can be shown in the diagram. Use your own strategy planning. Based on the basic life cycle given in chapter 2, use your own strategic planning. Because you are creating different applications, so your planning also different. You cannot have the same planning as the sample given. But the basic one is based on the life cycle given. The one that in chapter 2. Go and open back your chapter 2. Go and see your programming life cycles. Okay?
Okay, miss.
Okay. Questions for the strategic planning? Any questions for the strategic planning?
Excuse me, ma'am. You will give us the cover page. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, and I already answered it just now.
I know, ma'am, but I have a confusion. We will be doing programming on Snap, Stretch, or BYOP, but so we have to doing assignment cover page on Word or what?
Saad, the assignment is divided into two parts, right? The first part is your BYOB application that you're currently working on. The second part is a write-up. She's talking about the second part right now. So you do this in a Word document. The cover page, either you will make it by yourself or Miss will provide it to you if you ask her. She's talking about the
Uh,
second part right now.
okay, okay, Afsar, thank you for clearing my confusion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashfa. Yes. Okay. You must have a diagram and the explanation. Yes. Yes, Bunny. Okay. Yes, for your questions. It's a must. You must have a diagram and the explanation as well.
Okay, miss.
Okay. Okay. Any more questions for the strategy planning? Any more question for the strategy planning?
No questions, miss.
No questions, So clear, okay? Okay, so the next one. This is what I mean that I will give you. The template will be given. Okay, program design. Okay, the program design. What is program design? So in program design, you need to exploring the connection between the whole and the parts. Means you need to do the abstracting and modularizing. And then inside the program design as well, you will need to have your pseudocode and draw a flow chart. Means your flow chart will be based on your pseudocode. So you need to remember, okay? You need to remember the flow chart shape, which is okay, we have the okay, sorry, I need to, this one cannot draw lah, wait, edit PDF. So can we have, okay, cannot draw the shape because I already make it secure for this one. Okay, so remember the shape for the flowchart. Let me open in the whiteboard lah, okay. I draw inside the whiteboard. So remember that your flowchart must be based on your pseudocode. Doesn't matter your flowchart is too big, okay, no problem. You also can use a flowchart apps online to draw your flowchart. Okay, doesn't mean that you must use a Microsoft Word shape or Google Doc shape only. No. Okay. Okay, so we have this. Okay, we have this. We have this shape, the paralleloid. Okay, the one with this one for the input and output. Okay, we have this. Okay, the rectangle for the process. I hope you guys still remember it. Okay, and then we have the start. Okay, start and end. Okay, we also have the decision. Okay, so here we go. We have this shape for the start and end, for the decision, for the input output, and for the process. Okay, now you can see.
Miss, I think the whole thing is blank.
Sure.
I'm not sure.
Okay,
is it
now you can see.
Wait, let me rejoin the class.
Now you can see, guys. Oh, we can see. It sometimes happen, guys. I also don't know. I also don't know about this issue regarding the whiteboard. Sometimes sometimes some people can see, sometimes some people cannot see. So try rejoin the class. So try to rejoin the class. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Wei Huan. Okay, so it's the one that Wei Huan shared. So remember the flowchart shape. We have the decision, the one with the diamond, and the paraboloid. Okay? Okay, Moon Hang. Okay, good. Okay, Ao. After you rejoin, is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine now. It's fine now. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So then we have the paraboloid, okay, and then the trapezium paraboloid, okay, and trapezoid paraboloid. Then for the input and output, then we have the rectangle for the process and the oval for the start and end shape. So make sure you use the correct shape for the flowchart. Okay, so clear for the part of flowchart. I'm asking about flowchart. So clear for the part of flowchart.
Clear, miss.
Yeah, miss, clear.
Okay. So if clear, let's we proceed to the abstracting and modularizing. So let me share the screen. Okay. So this template will be uploaded into a Moodle after this. Okay, so you need, when we say exploring connection between the whole and the parts, so you need to, you can screenshot from your program, from your applications. So you need to do it one by one. So let's say I create the template into a table, but your sprite is too many. So you said that the table provided is not suitable at all for your application. You can modify the table, but make sure you still having all these characteristics. So if you want to separate the table for each of the point, you may do like that. No issue. You can modify them. The template doesn't mean that you can't modify. You are allowed to modify. Clear that part? Are
Yeah,
you
clear,
clear
miss.
that part? Guys, are you clear that part?
Yeah, clear,
Yeah.
miss.
Okay. I'm very afraid, you know. Okay. If you know, you know lah. Okay. Okay, so now I will explain one by one. Decide what sprite are needed for your project and describe each of the sprite. So you must, okay, you screenshot your sprite picture and then you describe why you need the sprite. For example, you create a quiz. You create a sprite, a button sprite, okay? Like for a reset, okay? Reset button, or maybe for the subject like chemistry, physics, or mathematics, okay? Maths. So you create that sprite. So you say lah, this is math subjects, but sprite, okay? So you need the sprite that you can use as a button. Explain based on your application why you need the sprite. Let's say you have 10 similar sprite, so no need to explain everything, just explain one. So if let's say you do a shooter game, I didn't allow, right? Okay. But let's say you have the enemy. The enemy is the similar enemy, but you have 10 similar enemies. Just mention one and then explain. Describe about that enemies. No need to put everything. Only a different sprite that you put. So like for example, just now I say the maths button questions for the subject maths, okay? For the maths subjects. So you explain, okay? You put the name, the sprite name that you mentioned in your application, and then you explain, okay? You describe that you need the sprite button, okay? So the user can click the sprite, then they will bring to the maths questions. So describe them. Okay, clear? Clear the first one?
Yeah, miss, clear.
Clear, the first one. Okay. Second one. Decide what script are needed for your project and what they should do. So what is it? What is the decide what script you needed? So the script that I mentioned here is the one that in a control command, like when the green flag click, when the space click, when the sprite click, when I receive, that is the script needed. So you need to explain. If you have 20, you need to explain all lah 20. So this script is under the control command, where you have the when the green flag click. I repeat again, so when the space key press or any button key press, okay, and then when the sprite clicks, in the snap they mention when I click, okay, and then the when I receive, okay, and the when I receive. So that is the things that needed, okay, in the okay, that is the script that you need to explain why you need this, why you use this. You can screenshot your program, okay. So if you go to your snap, okay, you can find when a green flag click, when a space key press, when I'm click, and when I receive. So that is for the second one. Decide what script are needed for your project and what they should do. The one with this the one with like this one I can draw. Okay, this one I can draw. Okay, the one with this one, we can say here like this. The command inside the control command. You can find it inside the control command. Okay, clear for the second one?
Just to clarify, okay, so for the decide the script, decide what scripts are needed for your project.
Can you louder, please?
Okay. Give me a minute, is it clearer?
Okay, now.
Okay, so for the second row, so we can just take a screenshot of our code in Snap, and we just have to explain why we are using that, right?
Yes. Can.
Okay.
Okay. You guys can. You don't have to draw, guys. You just can screenshot, no need to draw, okay? I draw because I want to show you example, because I don't want to I can change the screen. I can change the screen. Okay. Suvan, yes. If different sprite, you need to explain for all different sprite. Here, the one with this, the one with this shape, when the green flag click, when the space key press, when I'm click, when I receive, with this shape. The one with this shape, then that is the one that you need to explain in the second point. So the script needed and why you need that script. So that one. Okay? Clear?
Miss?
Yes.
So example, if you have like two of the controllers, like you have two of when green flag is clicked.
Yeah.
So you'll have to explain both of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, miss. Thank you.
Doesn't matter how many you have. When the green flag click or when the space key press or the when I receive. explain everything. That is what we say. Connection between. Okay. So Ilalam, yes, Ilalam. Ilalam, you have a question just now, Ilalam?
Yes, miss. Excuse me. I just sent you a private message, miss. Can you check it?
Private message after class. Private message after class. Okay. Right now,
Miss,
the things
can I
that
just
we
ask it?
the during the class, the things that what we have during the online class.
Can I just ask you the question, miss, here?
Yes, can.
It's about the assignment, miss. Like, my project is space shooting egg. So is it okay?
Try to add on something,
Yeah. I'm changing things, miss. Yeah,
as
I'm
it can
changing
be
things.
easily get online, getting it online. So try to find it something different. Okay.
Okay, miss. Okay.
To make something different. Okay.
Okay, miss. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Suvan. Miss, if we have lots of different spark, we have to explain for all of them? Yes. If different, if no different, if similar, then only one, Okay. Miss, we must do this table or we can just write the question and put the answer. Where have you been? I already mentioned earlier, guys. The table can be modified based on your application because I understand your application will have more than one script, more than one sprite. So I show you one example. Okay. So this
Excuse me,
student,
ma'am.
this student, okay, this student, she make it differently, but based on the template, okay, because she have a lot of script and a lot of sprite, so she makes something like this. Okay, so she have a sprite. Okay, she has a sprite, so she lists the sprite needed. So her sprite have non-interactive sprite, have interactive sprite. So then she lists down everything along with the image and explain one by one. So she labeled them based on the interactive sprite. So button sprite is the interactive sprite. Okay. And then object sprite. Then she labeled them and character sprite. Then she explained. Okay, she
Yes,
explained
miss.
everything. Okay, so you can
Can
make
you hear me?
your own. Okay, you guys can make your own table, not
Excuse me,
following
miss.
the table given, guys, because I'm sure you guys will have more than one sprite and more than one script. Just as for the script, she create one by one. She screenshot. Okay, for those who ask me, we can. Are you allowed to screenshot? Yes, that is your program. You are allowed to screenshot. Okay, so screenshot and explain. Explain about the script. Why you need the script? Okay. So you are allowed to have your own table. Okay. You are allowed to have your own table based on your application. Okay. So clear.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have raised hand for a long time. Can I ask some questions?
Yes, you have raised your hand for a long time, but the question coming before you raise your hand. First Ilalam, then Sutej, and then the one who already in the message. Follow lah the sequence.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, can you share the sample you just showed us right now? Can you share it on the Moodle?
Saat. I'm sorry to say this in the class, Okay? You always asking me, Saat, Just let me.
I know, ma'am.
Let me talk first, Saad. Let me talk.
Okay, ma'am.
Let me talk. Okay. I'm sure you are in the tutorial class just now at 2:15. Okay. So I already explained everything just now. Not everything, but I already informed some of the points. Okay, during the tutorials, and then please, Saad, listen to my explanation first. What I can see from you is you always don't want to listen to my explanation and you are jumping to the end, not from the root. And the result is you will keep repeating, asking the same question that already been answered, and it will disturb and everyone.
Ma'am, what I'm saying that other lectures also share the sample questions,
Do not
sample
compare me
paper.
with the other lecturers, Saad.
I know, ma'am, but it will be easier for us to do our project because it's a new thing for us. That's what I'm saying to you.
But do not compare a lecturer, Saad. You do not compare a lecturer. Every lecturer have their own way to teach. Do not compare. And,
I know, ma'am.
and, please listen until finish. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Saad, do something. After this class is over, go back and rewatch the recordings, and try to like slow it down and try to understand it piece by piece. You have a lot of time.
I'm listening to the teacher, but I'm saying that teacher will post the sample paper. It will be easier for us to do the
Okay,
assignment.
I'm asking who in the class at 2:15 today? Samuel, I did mention, right? I will give you guys a sample. Am I right, Samuel? Where is Samuel? Who is in the class today? 2:15.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss. You did mention you give a sample.
Yes, Sutesh. I did mention, right? So I did mention, where have you been, Saad? So listen until finish, Saad.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
And one more thing, guys. One more thing, guys. Do not compare a lecturer, guys. Everyone is a human being. Everyone have their own way to teach. Do not compare, guys. If you want me to become other lecturer, like the lecturer you like, then ask the lecturer to teach you, guys. Okay? I'm very disappointed. Okay? I never compare my lecturer, guys. I never compare because everyone have their own way to teach. Okay? Just please, I just begging you guys to listen until finish first. And I also ask you each one by one, each point, whether you have a question or not. But what I receive, you want a direct sample. Then I don't have to explain.
Sorry, miss. I didn't.
I don't have
Sorry,
to
miss. I
explain.
didn't want to hurt you.
I don't have to explain. If you want the sample, then if you copy and paste the sample, I just can simply mark you as plagiarism. If you want, I'm explaining to you because I don't want you to copy the sample. Because when you copy the sample, sample is just sample. Okay, sample is sample. Sample doesn't mean it's 100% correct. It's very hard to get 100/100 for the documentation, especially for the formatting, for the points, okay, for the explanation. So when I make this effort to explain to you one by one, I'm just asking you, just listen. Did you ever look at me that I will left you behind? No. Even doing EWA, even in lab test 1, I give a lot of questions for you to do the exercise. I don't know what else you want. But if you want me to be another lecturer, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I can't be another lecturer that you like because I'm Azia. I will be me as Azia. Okay? Okay. So, clear for the second one? Decide what script are needed for your project and what they should do. Okay? Decide what script are needed for your project and what they should do. So, any question for this point? Any questions?
No questions, yes.
Okay. So, next, the third one. Describe all backdrop used in the project. So, backdrop means a background, the stage background. So, you don't use more than 10 background, right? So, just screenshot your background and explain why you need the background, because some of you are creating, okay, the instruction inside a background. So explain why you need the background. The background is for the instruction. So explain. Screenshot and explain. That's why we say exploring connection between the whole and the parts. Because when we combine everything, we can get one whole program. So for the third point, any questions?
Miss?
No questions.
Yes, Vishal.
Miss, what if the background doesn't have like a script? Do we still have to describe it?
Even though your background doesn't have a script, just describe why you use that background. But no, do not use white background, guys. Change your backdrop. Okay? Do not use white background. Change your backdrop. Okay? Usually you will have a backdrop to have them like compatible with your application. So maybe even it's not a white background, maybe you have a color background like a blue color, because let's say you want to look like okay, it's like in the air, so you want to have that background. So or maybe you are creating a fish, okay, you're creating an aquarium, fish aquarium, so the background stage image is the aquarium. So you explain now why. So just describe a simple one. No need to be too long. One line also can, the description. Of course, the sample I give you is quite a good one lah. But no need to be too long, the description. Okay? As long as the description, when we read the description, we understand, oh, okay, they use this backdrop or the background for the, okay, we understand. We can understand that. So no need to be too long. Okay, any other questions for the third one?
No questions, miss.
Okay, so next, describe the sound used in the project. Okay, if you look at your questions, there is a requirement to use a sound, am I right? The media, the audio, any number of sound is fine. The minimum is 1. Okay, so create a sound. You also can create one button sprite that if they don't want to turn on the sound, they can click the button, then the sound will be turned off. Just like when you play a game. When you play a game, you are allowed to decide, right? Okay, you are allowed to decide that either you want to turn on or mute the sound. So you also can give that, okay, that function, okay, that features to the user. So if you only use one, just screenshot only, guys. I didn't ask you to download the sound and show the sound. Screenshot only, like this one. Okay, screenshot, just screenshot, guys. Just screenshot the sound. Screenshot only. Screenshot and explain. Why you need the sound effect? Just screenshot and explain. Okay, any question for this point, for the number 4? Any questions?
No, miss.
No questions.
Ashfa and Ilalam always say no. Okay, thank you. Others, any questions? Is it clear? I think you already clear, right, by now? Okay?
Yeah, clear.
Clear, eh? Okay. So, list. Okay? So, list all instruction to run the program. So, remember, at the beginning of your program, you have the instruction. Like, okay, to start your program, you say that first you need to click the green flag click. Thank you, Bani and Tatsuya. Okay, and then you say to control the game, you say that you use WASD. Okay, so that is the instruction. So just screenshot and list down. List down means you don't have to explain. You just list down. List means you don't have to explain. You just list down the instruction. Different, eh? When we say describe means you need to explain, describe. But when we say list, just list down. List only the all the instruction to operate the project. So you say space bar, okay, space bar, and then to shoot or to collect the fish, something like that. So list or lead. So like these two students, they just screenshot because they create them as a they just screenshot the instruction. Okay, they say they use up arrow key, left and right, and down arrow key. So, and then this student also, they just screenshot, okay, the instruction they have, because this is the list of the instruction. Then that's it. This is from their program. So just screenshot. You already done. Why you want to write again and again? So screenshot. Screenshot whatever you have already done. That is the instruction. Okay, list of the instruction. Clear?
Yeah, understood.
Guys, remember what I informed you guys, what I mentioned, I explained to you guys. Your application doesn't mean doesn't matter you create a quiz, but at least have an instruction on how to use your program. How to run the program, have the instruction. Because sometimes, you know what, you didn't use the green flag click. Sometimes they are using the sprite click, or they are using the stage, the background stage click, or they are using a space bar. And you know what, when you don't have the instruction, I'm doing the evaluation, I need to figure it out how to run, because sometimes not even inside your documentation you mention, the student mentioned. So please, even though you create a simple program, but please have an instruction, because you have that marks, a portion of mark for the instruction. You cannot imagine that the user is from your side because we are the one who create the program. Of course, we know how to run the program, but imagine that the user is knowing nothing about your code. So you must have the instruction. Okay? Clear? Clear?
Yeah, clear, miss.
Questions? Any question for the list of instruction? Any question for the list of instruction?
Excuse me, miss.
Yes.
For the list of instruction, like should
Yes.
we include it in the program and in the documentation?
Huh? The program only, the application only.
The application only, yeah?
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Miss, I have a question.
Yes, can.
What is the difference between the instruction and the user manual?
Okay. User manual, it's on how to use the whole program. A different user manual is you will be more detailed. It's like you guide them. So it's like a user, you guide them on how to operate. Okay, how to operate your program. So for example, to run your application, you say that the user need the software that compatible with your application. Right now you are using a Snap. When you download, they become XML file. Am I right? Am I right, guys? You never download. Okay, so some of you already download the file. Okay, so if you download your file, you save the file inside your computer, it become XML file. So you need to teach them on how to open from the beginning, how to open, how to use it. And for the user manual, it will be screenshot page by page. Every single thing. Instruction, you just list, screenshot the instruction, how to operate. Okay? But the user manual is you will screenshot page by page, one by one. So after you answer questions, where your page will be bring, where the user will be bring to. So you will explain one by one. That is user manual. Clear?
Very clear, miss. Very clear.
Very clear? Not clear?
Very clear, very clear.
Very clear. We already talked about user manual. It's okay lah, okay? Because you have a confusion. I can see that you already started. Very good. Okay? So that is the difference, guys. List, you just screenshot the first one, the instruction. Okay? Button, click button. Okay? That's all. But for the user manual, everything, including on what software they need. So you guide them more details. That is user manual. Okay? So we proceed. We proceed now. Okay. Okay. So describe the following phases in your project. In the early stage, what you have done. Just wrote in a few words what you have done. If in the strategy planning you write more detail, this one is just in a simple notes only. Okay, like you mentioned lah, okay, in the early stage, you design backdrop, you insert sound, you try, okay, to insert the sprite, okay. So you download the sprite. So just mention something like that, point only. Middle stage, okay. What you have done in the middle stage. At the middle stage, what you have done. You maybe say you already you run the code and you find out an error, so you do a testing. So you redo again the program, you fix the error, maybe something like that. You just mention, this one is just mention, and finish stage, what you have done. Do the documentation to submit or finalize your program, finalize the applications, insert the sound, because we know that inserting the sound, we can do it later. Okay, maybe you can say inserting a sound to make sure it will be can be play together with the application. So it depends on what you have done. It can be different. Okay. So any question for this part?
Miss, I have a question.
Okay, can.
So we just need to mention what we do.
Yeah.
Like if we do it wrongly, we don't need to mention like what code did we write. What code did we write wrongly?
No need. That one it will be in the testing part.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Okay. Okay. The wrong error, okay, the error part that you receive, that one you mention in the testing part. Okay, then list all variable, list only. Score, you say help, list only. How many variable you use? 4. Just list 4. 1. Just list 1. When they say list, list only. If you are too lazy to write the variables, screenshot the variables. Screenshot the variables. No need to type lah if you are too lazy. But if you can, you only have one, you can put one lah. Type only one. But if you have more than one, like maybe some of you having like 20 variables, so you can screenshot. I also will screenshot if I have more than 20 variables. I will also screenshot. So no need to worry. You can just screenshot. Okay. So, any question about the abstracting and modularizing before we proceed to the next
Excuse me, miss.
point? Yes.
Like, should we just list the variables, or should we like list them and describe them?
List only.
Okay, thank you, miss.
When we mention list, you just list. Okay. No need to like we say make us confused or headache. No need. Just list. When we say list, just list. Okay. Any question? Any question, guys? For the abstracting and modularizing?
None from me.
Other student? Any questions?
No questions, miss.
No question, Clear, So everyone clear? For now, clear. Okay. You know, guys, right? For now, you are clear. And even though you already start, okay, doing the documentation, you know that you can always ask me in the private chat. Right? Not everyone asking me questions. Some of you are not asking me a question, and some of you just waiting for me to give a sample. Not even a question asking. Some of you personally message me asking. That is a good thing when you ask. We understand that. Sometimes we always like, of course, we are human. Sometimes we forget. Okay, especially online class. Sometimes we forget because we have a lot of distraction. Then you can always ask me in the meeting chat, guys. Some of you show their work asking me to check. I check. And if I ask them to add something different. Some of them follow, they will add something different. So guys, I will always answer my students' questions. So that's why, that's why ask a questions if you have a questions. I know. Doing my explanation now is clear, but when we start doing it, okay, we may have a lot of questions. So ask the questions if you have a questions. Like Vivian say, okay, for now clear, yeah, okay. But when you have a question, you can ask me a questions. Okay, so now program design clear, Okay, now test result, testing and debugging. Okay, each single script you must test, and then you must provide. Even if an error, no worries guys, don't worry. Even you have an error at the beginning, like you didn't get the expected result, do not too worry to mention in the testing result template. This is a template that will be given. Test ID. You create your own test ID. For example, you test for a sound. You say sound 0, 1. Okay? Then what is the test case? You say sound effect at the middle. Okay? And then expected result, sound play. Actual result, sound effect doesn't play. No worry, you can bold them as a red color. That mean here it doesn't work. And then you can put sound 01.1. Means you test again. And then expected result, sound play. Actual result, then the sound was play. Just mention. Even though you have an error, you can just mention. Don't worry. So this is your test result. Okay? A good test result is every single things you test. Your condition, you test. Every single thing. Your condition, if the user enter letter, but your condition accept only numbers, is it can be entered the letter or the alphabet or not? So you test them. Test one by one. That is a good test result, guys. Okay? Clear about the test? The test ID you create by your own. Okay? You name the test ID by your own. The template given by me. I will create one folder named supporting materials, supporting documents, not materials, supporting documents for the individual project. So you can find these two templates inside that folder. I'm not creating it yet. I will creating it later. Okay, but by today. By today, I will create and upload. So is it clear, guys, for this test result?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Users.
Sorry, I had a question on the testing.
Okay, can. You know that.
So we have to test every single part of the project. Like,
yes.
As we're working on it, we do tests and then we list them in the table.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, miss. Thank you.
I understand sometimes you don't get an error. So don't worry. If all green color also don't worry. Okay?
Okay,
don't
miss.
worry.
Thank you.
Okay. More questions on the test result?
Hi, Miss.
Yes.
If
Yes.
no errors for the test result, also have to write it down, right?
Yes. That's
Oh,
mean
okay.
you are done the testing, okay, testing and debugging, but it show that your program is clear from any error. So it's working now. That's mean so it's okay. It's okay even you don't have any error. But you must do the testing. Just list down. Okay? Cheng Hao?
Okay, Miss. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Any other questions? Guys, any other question for the test result?
No, miss.
Okay, no. Okay. Okay. So next, user manual. Okay. I'm not satisfied with the user manual from the even from the sample that will be given to you, but I have a user manual. Okay, this is a simple user manual that you can do. Okay, so we screenshot each of the page and then we explain one by one. But actually, a good user manual is something like actually it's for my different modules. Okay, the student have like a very good wait I need to find out I need to find out which of the user manual because I forget already the group name because it's yeah, wait let me find out. Wait okay, let me find out the this is a okay. Okay, so this is the user manual. So how to start the application? So they have one by one. But this one is from the multimedia, okay, multimedia assignments. Okay, so this is supposed to be the user manual. Okay, it will be start from what can you do if the application cannot be played. So you guide them. So can I open the XML file in the Chrome? So you guide them. This is something like the means that I mean, what I mean by a difference between instruction and user manual. So this is user manual. So what happens if your application is crashed or have other technical issue? So these students, this is the sample students from the IVIP. Okay, they learn something. Okay, from the IVIP, they learn during the IMA, during the third semester, they create a very good user manual for me. So here is like the user manual. So you explain one by one on how to use, okay, how to use your application. So that is user manual. That is the user manuals that how to start. What software they need to start. So you need to download, you need to explain to them. You need to open to the Snap, so give them a Snap link. Okay, if you are BYOB, you need to mention, if you are using BYOB, you need to mention, download the BYOB. If you are using Scratch, you need to mention, download the Scratch. So then explain one by one, just like this one. Step by step, screenshot, okay? Screenshot all the pages and explain one by one. So that is user manual. Okay, clear about the user manual?
Yeah, miss, clear.
Clear. I think just now, Johnson, is it now very more clear about the user manual, Johnson?
Yeah, very clear, very clear.
Okay, very good. Okay, so here, okay, here conclusion, the capabilities and the limitation. So when we say conclusion, you need to conclude, conclude what is the capabilities that your application can do and what is the limitation. This is what happened when the student cannot find out the capabilities and the limitation. Guys, limitation is too many limitation. Too many limitation. Okay, for example, you want to create something like more interactive, but because of short of time, because the duration is only 2 months, so you don't have enough time. That is one of the limitation. So from that limitation, you can suggest what they can improve from your application later on. So that is the conclusion that you need to explain. The capabilities and the limitation. But usually my student, they cannot find the capabilities. Capabilities, what is your application capable to do? So this student mentioned could not record what the player had input. Limitation, player's time taken to finish the game would not be recorded. So this is the limitation. So just explain, guys. Just explain the application capabilities and limitation. Okay? Your application. So you know what is your application capable to do and you know what is the limitation of your application. So you wrote inside here in the conclusion. Clear?
Miss?
Yes.
So the limitations is basically how the program can be improved upon.
The limitation is the limitation is something that you cannot done now. The limit that maybe you want to make a voice over, okay, voice over for your application, but you cannot do that because you don't have enough times and you don't have enough equipment. So that will be your limitation.
So you'll mention that in the limitations. Okay, miss. Thank you.
Questions for the conclusion?
Yes.
Yes.
No, the limitation, can I say like graphic?
What type of limitation for your graphic?
Like I cannot do the better graphic.
Okay, can. You means that you want to use a better sprite, but you don't have like a software to create the sprite, okay, better, so you have a limitation, right?
Yeah.
No problem, can.
Okay, thank you, miss.
Any questions? Any other questions? Any other question? Any other question, guys?
No question for now, miss.
Saad, any other questions? Saad, any questions? No questions. Okay. Okay, so next. Don't forget, guys. If you download an image, do a referencing. Okay, do a referencing. Use the APA referencing style. Remember the one that we already used for the second part of our EWA project last time. Okay, if you are still remember the APA referencing style. If you still need the guideline, I can upload the guideline. Okay, so please, 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 don't say that, Miss, I'm doing it all by my own, but when I look at your application, I find out that the application is from somewhere else and you just change a different sprite. You get the idea. Even you get the idea, please do a citation. Make a referencing. Okay? Put inside the end text referencing. Minimum of 3. Okay, please. And please follow the document formatting. There's a document formatting different for pseudocode. Pseudocode use a font style Century Gothic and font size 10 points. Then the rest using the documentation here. Okay? Oh sorry guys. Your week 12 will be 18 week of 18, so 22nd of October. So make sure you rename your file based on the naming given here. Okay, naming conversion given here. So any question about your documentations? Is it clear? My explanation today.
Miss?
Clear? Yes.
I have a question regarding how you have to name it. Can you go down? Actually, wait, I have it open. Never mind.
Which part?
Yeah, wait, one second. Hang on.
This one, naming.
Yeah, that one. Okay, so when we have to name it, do we have to mention engineering if we are not an engineering student?
No need lah. If you are city, you just put 2104 city. If you are engineering, you just put 2104 engineering.
Okay, that's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Something like here, something like above here.
Okay, understood.
Okay, Ashfa.
Yep.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Hi, Miss.
Yes.
Does this documentation have a word limit?
No. I'm the one who doesn't like a word limit, guys. Okay. So no word limit. So even no maximum pages. So sometimes students give me 100 pages, guys, 70 to 100 pages. It depends on the program that you created. So there's no limit, guys. There's no limit. Okay?
Okay, Miss.
Any other questions? Any more questions? While I'm answering your question, actually I created the folder for your, okay, what we call it, for the supporting document. Okay. So you can ask me a questions, you can ask me questions.
Miss, I have a question. For the assignment, my game is doing about like avoiding the monster to get to the next level, but you can choose to shoot the monster. Is it okay?
Shoot the master.
Yeah.
So you already start creating it?
Yeah, I already finished it.
Oh, finish it. Can you share with me? I want to see. Your work personally lah. Message me
sure,
personally.
Miss.
Okay. Because I need to look at the program first. Any other question? It's okay, Sa'an. It's okay. Okay? It's okay. Okay? I already forgive you. Don't worry. Okay? I'm not the one who will hold a grudge, so don't worry. Okay? Everyone make a mistake, but we learn from our mistake. So every day is our learning process, so don't worry. Okay? No worry. It's okay, Saat? Okay, I have uploaded the test result, the testing template and the abstracting and modularizing. So you can find in the Moodle under folder name supporting document templates. So for the samples, that I show with you guys, so 3 samples will be uploaded, 3 samples will be uploaded. Okay, so these samples 1, 2 and another one I will upload later. But please make sure, remember this. When I say sample, it's just sample. Okay, not that you must copy and paste what others already done. Because when you submit, the plagiarism percentage will be very high and it will show that it's from the previous assignment, previous work. So make sure, guys. Okay? When I say sample, you can refer the sample to get an idea what you should insert inside the title or header. Okay, the title header. Okay, it's not that 100% similar. Okay. Clear?
Yeah, miss, clear.
Okay. Any other question before I give you your attendance? Any other question before I give you the attendance? Clear, Saat? So sample will be given. So let me share with you first the screen. Okay, I will upload the sample elsewhere inside the here, supplementary materials. So sample will be also upload inside here. I will create one folder named sample. Okay, sample. So sample documentation. So you can find 3 sample and then you can see lah. Okay, there is a few, so maybe a slight difference between these 3. So you can make them as a reference. Okay, you can do refer to the sample. Okay, clear? So you guys, if you have any questions regarding your assignments, your applications or your documentation, you can come and see me. Okay, you can come and see me. You cannot see me. You can come and message me personally. You cannot see me because I'm at my house. You cannot come to my house. Okay, so you can message me through Microsoft Teams personally. Okay? Okay, guys? Clear?
You are clear, Miss.
Okay, so if you are clear, okay, sorry for anything from today's class. Okay, I'm very sorry. Okay, if I'm babbling at you, okay, mumbling at you, I'm very sorry. Okay, and if you what I want to say is that if you feel something from my words, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, thank you for today. I will stop the recording. So